What you're about to watch might seem like a procedural dispute, but it actually reveals something much deeper about accountability and standards in government.
Senator Tillis.
Mr. Chair, before my time starts, can I make a parliamentary inquiry?
Certainly.
I want to make sure that we get this right, because I'm not an attorney, but I think it's pretty important to suggest that according to Mr. Warsh, he has signed an agreement that is in compliance, provided that he executes the agreement.
Correct.
So we should not have into the record that he is before us out of compliance, because you stipulated that what Senator Warren said was a first of a kind here, but he is not out of compliance. He has agreement that if he executes, will be in compliance. That's why he's properly before us. And I just want to make sure for the record that that is clear.
Yeah, very clear. Well, let me just say it. I'm going to reiterate what you just said, but I was writing it down myself. The Office of Government Ethics has entered into an agreement with Kevin Warsh that he has up until 90 days after confirmed to divest of his assets.
So the word, I mean, to non-attorneys here, I heard someone say he's before us out of compliance, and that's why I checked with the staff to be absolutely certain he is properly before us. He will be in compliance if he executes agreement that addresses the concerns that have been presented by some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. I just want to confirm for the record that that is in fact accurate.
So if we're doing a matter here of, is this parliamentary inquiry? Is that what this is?
I've made a parliamentary inquiry, so I'm not burning my time on something I thought felt like a cheap shot to say he's out of compliance when in fact he's not.
Then I'd like to ask the other question, and that is, have we seen this agreement? Do we have any way to verify that, in fact, these sales will occur if we have no idea what's in them and no one has told? And let's remember the law for a minute. The Fed, unlike other parts of government, do not have a 90-day you can be out of compliance. Fed law is explicit that you cannot own any portion of a financial interest in a bank.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, excuse me for interrupting. Senator,
now I'm going to let the attorneys take over.
Are we going to all get extra time here?
No.
I'd like extra 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just, for the record, and the only reason I said
that was a parliamentary inquiry, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. But,
okay.
Mr. Chair, the reason I mentioned that is because you had stipulated that, I don't think you meant it this way, but you as the chair said that this is a first of a kind of someone being out of compliance. I don't think you meant that. I wanted to make sure it was clear for the record.
Well, let me just be very clear again. The career ethics professionals were the ones that sent Mr. Warsh's signed paperwork to this committee's chief clerk. They would not have done so if they did not come to an ethics agreement with Mr. Warsh. Mr. Kennedy, Senator Kennedy does raise a good point. We are going to stick to our timeline, and I appreciate you raising the point of how long an inquiry can go on, and that does not buy you more time unless, of course, we all decide we want more time, and then I would rule on that, and I would rule against it.
At the center of this exchange is a basic question. Should nominees for powerful financial positions meet strict ethical standards before they are confirmed, or is it enough to promise compliance later? When Senator Elizabeth Warren raises concerns about potential conflicts of interest, she's pointing to a long-standing principle in financial oversight. Public trust depends on transparency and independence, especially when dealing with institutions like the Federal Reserve. Senator Thom Tillis pushes back, arguing that the nominee has an agreement in place and will come into compliance after confirmation. But here's where it gets important. Critics aren't just questioning whether there is an agreement, they're questioning whether lawmakers and the public have actually seen enough detail to verify it. That distinction matters because oversight isn't about assumptions, it's about evidence. There's also a broader legal nuance that often gets overlooked. Federal Reserve rules on financial conflicts are stricter than many other parts of government, precisely because of the immense influence the Fed has over markets and the economy. So when concerns are raised about whether someone may still hold financial interests tied to banks, that's not a minor technicality. It goes to the heart of whether decisions could be influenced, or even appear to be influenced, by personal gain. What you're seeing here is a clash between two philosophies, one that prioritizes procedural correctness and future compliance, and another that demands full transparency up front before granting power. And that tension is something that shapes a lot of high-stakes confirmations in Washington. Watch closely how each side frames the issue, because beyond the legal jargon, this is really about what standard we expect from people who are trusted to oversee the nation's financial system. If you want more breakdowns that cut through the noise and explain what's really happening in these hearings, make sure you stay engaged, follow along, and share your thoughts.